Well, hello YouTube. I hope you're doing well. I just got back from the gym. I did interval cardio on the elliptical and it was good. I do like interval cardio maybe once to twice a week, and I do it for about 20 minutes each session, so it's not very long. But there is some research to suggest that interval cardio, when just done in 20-minute sessions, is equivalent in terms of the cardiovascular benefits and the weight loss benefits. In terms of like the other health indices, that's equivalent to like a long form cardio that's about equivalent to about 60 minutes of long form cardio. So you only need 20 minutes per session, and I only do it maybe like max twice a week, and then I mix it with yoga and stuff like that. But I've been doing interval cardio for a long time. I'm just making my lunch right now, but I've been doing interval cardio for a long time, and it is a very, in my opinion, it is a superb anti-aging exercise, just because there is research showing that after interval cardio, at least an hour, if not a little bit longer, not only do you have just a rise in metabolism and the metabolic rate, but you also have a significant increase in growth hormone, so human growth hormone, much more so than if you were just like running or doing like, I guess like low dose, long form cardio. You have a significant expansion and explosion of growth hormone. Human growth hormone, HGH, is a fantastic anti-aging hormone. It's usually elevated at high levels when you are younger and when you're developing, but as time goes on, those levels decline, and with that, other things in terms of the aging process goes up. So I think it's really important to find ways to increase human growth hormone. Surprisingly enough, whey protein from cows, if you use protein powders, whey protein also increases human growth hormone in the body too. So I used to incorporate whey protein occasionally, but now I don't really do a lot of dairy, so I just do interval cardio to raise up that HGH. But at the same time, with any sort of cardiovascular exercise, you do get like an acute rise in inflammatory markers, as well as reactive oxygen species that do contribute to the aging process. So you have sort of like these two things clashing, but within about 60 minutes to 120 minutes, those markers tend to decline. Things like antioxidants, endogenous antioxidants like catalase and superdioxide dismutase and glutathione peroxidase, those increase within about 60 minutes, or actually within about 30 minutes of an interval cardio session. Catalase, you've heard me talk about this before, but it helps to break down hydrogen peroxide, which is a very damaging free radical that builds up within the hair and contributes to gray hair. It also just reacts with a lot of different molecules in the body and causes damage. So it's definitely important to try and find ways to increase your catalase, because as time goes on, the body's ability to produce these endogenous antioxidants within our body just goes down. So you have to make sure that you're doing everything you can in terms of nutrients and food and exercise and stress management, things like that. So, I think interval cardio is definitely the way to go in terms of at least once a week or twice a week to help to overall maybe increase the antioxidants along with, a nutrient-rich diet. So today for lunch, I am doing these wild sardines that I got from Whole Foods. And these are the Henry and Lisa brand. So I got these because sardines are really high in omega-3s, omega-3 fatty acids. Fantastic for the skin, for protecting the skin, for smoothing out the skin and nourishing and moisturizing the skin from the inside out. Omega-3s are also great for cardiovascular health, so that's also fantastic. I love to have that after a workout. I tend to wait about 30 minutes after a workout to eat, so my body can just sort of like, I guess, reduce those inflammatory and reactive oxygen species markers, and the antioxidant enzymes can start to increase. At least that's what I'm thinking based upon the research studies that I found, and I'll leave those down in the discussion section so you can check those out as well. But the other thing about this brand of sardines is it contains 43% of your daily calcium. If you can see the nutrition label, 43% of your daily calcium. Can you believe that? So it's even more than a glass of milk. And it does this because of the bones in the sardines. So if you're not vegan and you're okay with eating fish and okay with eating bony fish, the bones are pretty soft, so you don't even notice them, but that's where you're getting all your source of calcium. Calcium, obviously great for bone health. as long as you're combining it with like vitamin K2 and vitamin D3, so you can have that, you know, interaction. There's a dynamic interplay between those nutrients to help get into the bone and strengthen the bone. Also important for anti-aging, you definitely want to have good bone health. I'm going to be combining this with these tomatoes that I got at Whole Foods too, these like rainbow wild wonder tomatoes. Higher in lycopene if you are eating them cooked or blended, but I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are my friend. I actually, you know what I may do? I have a bunch of the like avocados. Maybe I'll make guacamole with this. And I have cilantro and jalapeno. That's what I'll do. I'll make guacamole with that. I'm also combining it with some broccoli. This is also, I got at Whole Foods, the 365 brand. Already cut and washed for me. But broccoli, high in vitamin C, great for collagen synthesis, high in folate, which is great for reducing homocysteine, a marker for inflammation, which is also associated with higher elevations of hydrogen peroxide, helps to break that down. And then I'm accompanying it with, do you eat legumes like beans? I made this huge pound of pinto beans. This is a weird mix. Guacamole, broccoli, tomatoes, sardines, and beans. But I made pinto beans, and these are also extremely high in folate. I think about a cup is 74%. What is that, like 30, over maybe 37% of your daily value for half a cup? Fantastic source of folate. Also a great source of fiber and protein as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make my meal and I will see you later. Forgot I also have this sauerkraut, this spicy sauerkraut that I really need to use up because the serving size is only an ounce, which is like, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, but packed with probiotics. But this is just gonna be like a weird mix of foods, but you know what? I'm living for it. It's very healthy. You got your probiotics, you got your fiber for the prebiotics, you got your omega-3s, you got your folate, your vitamin C. What more can you ask for? I just got this from Whole Foods. This is the 365 Fruit Punch plus potassium. It's kind of like their own brand of smart water, basically. It has added potassium, which is actually pretty good because I think 20% of your daily value, which is pretty good because it's hard to get potassium in the diet. I mean, other than eating 2 avocados a day and a banana, which probably can get you up there, it's just, it's kind of challenging. Potassium, magnesium, great for stress reduction and relaxing the muscles and providing electrolytes. And I should mention that this has no sugar. I think it's sweetened with stevia. Oh, monk fruit extract. That's what it's sweetened with. So I just got a notification that my Blue Apron arrived. So I'm gonna go downstairs and pick that up. I thought I'd take you along with me. Walking down the hallway. So I would take the elevator, but I think for extra steps, I'll just go ahead and take the stairs. Okay, so it looks like it's in the package room. Oh, I think it's in, is that it? I forgot that it's actually probably supposed to be in the refrigerator. Yep. So this is the package room of the apartment and, well, of this building anyway. So there's like a refrigerator and there's packages all around me. A lot of Amazon packages, but I got mine. I'm gonna go probably use the elevator since I have this big box and then I'll meet you upstairs. Whew, okay. I actually did wind up taking the stairs because I did the gym earlier and I just felt motivated to keep at it, keep my my steps moving and adding up. I actually don't count my steps, but I feel like whenever I go to the gym, I just feel more motivated to be more active during the day. I just feel like I want to keep it up and keep that compounding effect going. Okay. So I thought I would just show you quickly my Blue Apron meals for the week. And actually, I think Jacob picked these out for me because he's out of town. This one is Italian meatloaf. Should be nice, should be good. This one is oregano, pork chops, and roasted vegetables. I think we tried to choose things that didn't have a lot of grains in here. Here's sambal glazed salmon with cilantro rice. I do like sambal and I love salmon. Instead of regular rice, I have this rice, which is made from lentils and chickpeas, which I think is probably a little bit lower on the glycemic index than regular rice. So I'll probably use that in lieu of the rice that they have provided me so graciously. last week they sent me, like, these are called, in Blue Apron, they send you like these packages that are called knickknacks, and it has like all the ingredients portioned out for you for like 2 servings for each knickknack bag. And they sent me the wrong knickknack without the recipe, so I contacted them and they credited my account for like $20. So that was nice of them. And I did wind up making the knickknack that they did send me, but they didn't send me like the other things I needed for the recipe. So I just went to the store and bought the other knickknack paddywhacks. But yeah, I walked up, so this apartment is like on the 3rd floor, so I didn't have to walk up like a ton of stairs. It was plenty with this box. Not a super big or heavy box, but enough for a mild workout. They also give you these big things of Enviro ice, which I don't really know what that is or what that means. Is it just ice? What is it? It's usually like pretty jelly whenever it thaws out. I just tend to put it in the sink, let it thaw out, and then send it back down the pipes into its natural environment. The salmon actually looks pretty good. If you're vegan, I'm sorry about that, just look away. But I really do like salmon. Like I said, with the sardines, I do like my fish. The omega-3 fatty acids are phenomenal. There are other sources of omega-3 fatty acids, but there's not that. I think the DHA maybe is the omega-3 that is not available in plant sources like chia or flaxseed or walnuts, things like that. All right, I'm gonna go put this stuff up and then I will talk to you later. I still have a little bit more writing work to do, and then I'm gonna edit my video and then I'll go from there. Okay, so I just turned on Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Have you ever seen Alfred Hitchcock Presents? I first started watching Hitchcock when, like his films, when I was in 5th grade. I fell in love with them. I started with The Birds, which is like 1960, I think. No, 1961. No, 62. Yeah, I fell in love with The Birds, and then I went to Psycho, and then I like went to his early English films. I love Hitchcock films. Like, just highly recommend them if you're into older films, but very, very well done films. I think his filming style is fantastic. I just love the way he like treats characters and storylines, and how like a lot of the plots of his storylines don't matter because it's all about sort of like the treatment of the whole entire thing and like the filmmaking, and I just love them so much. But I just recently got started in, I was always aware of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which was a TV show he had in the 50s. It's an anthology series, so it's kind of like The Twilight Zone, where it's like different stories each episode, each week. And it's from the 1950s, except it doesn't have like the supernatural or the sci-fi element that The Twilight Zone has. And they're like darker, more like drama anthology shows. I like them. So I just love all things Hitchcock. I know he didn't direct these shows, but I think he did play a role in a lot of the story selection. I also used to get for Christmas a lot like these books that Hitchcock must have been like a huge, I mean, he definitely was a huge deal back then. He still is. But he had like books that would come out that would have short stories that I think it seems like those short stories, a lot of the Hitchcock Present episodes are based on short stories. So when it would make sense to me that some of the books that he would have that would have short stories, and it wasn't like it was kind of like his TV show, the books that would come out, because none of it was like related to his movies or his films or anything like that. So I wonder if some of those short stories made it into Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Anyway, if you like old anthology shows like The Twilight Zone, if you like Hitchcock, try Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It's actually pretty fun. I recommend it. So I'm gonna go, I guess, do the dishes, and I have to make dinner. So I'm gonna make those pork chops from Blue Apron. I hope they turn out. I asked Jacob what he wanted because he's gonna be back on Thursday. So what is today? Tuesday? I think, yeah, today's Tuesday. So he'll be back in a couple of days, and we have 3 meals. So I'm gonna make the pork chops tonight, and then I'm gonna make the salmon tomorrow because I doubt he'll want salmon. And then the next day we'll make the meatloaf. So hopefully that'll be good. But I'll check in after dinner and I'll see you there. Okay, so I did wind up making the guacamole from that avocado. It turned out pretty good. I'm just using this as like an appetizer before dinner, but I really wanted to get my potassium. Avocados are a really, really good source of potassium. I think like one whole large Hass avocado contains about 20 or so percent of your daily potassium, so good amount of potassium. That really is a fantastic mineral that, in addition to magnesium, is really hard to come by in the diet. Magnesium is actually a little bit easier to come by in the diet. This one, there's not a lot of like great single food sources, like one food that's high in potassium. So doing guacamole, and then I will start dinner. All right, hi everybody. I am going to go to bed. I'm already basically in bed. I have to go brush my teeth and do all that stuff to take care of myself before sleep. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you for joining me today. I really enjoyed just taking you around and showing you my mundane day, but I hope it was fun. Thank you for joining me again. Yeah, so if you like this vlog, I would love if you could hit that like button down below, please. And it really helps my channel. Thank you very much. And if you're not already subscribed, please, I would love to have you here as well. I sound like Amanda please, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna maybe read a little and then go to sleep. But I hope you are doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.